Tôi muốn cảm ơn tất cả các trưởng Minh, trưởng Linh, trưởng Andy và tất cả các trưởng liên đoàn làm việc rất nhiều. Còn về các em Kevin, June, Kim and Theodore, tất cả ba mẹ ở đây rất hãnh diện và chúc mừng các con. Trong thời gian các con trở thành Eagle Scout, các con đã học hỏi rất nhiều, học những lỗi lầm của mình, học những cái hay của những người khác, học cách làm việc chung với nhau, học cách lãnh đạo, học sự kiên trì, bền bỉ, chịu khó, chịu cực và chịu đựng. Ví dụ như các em đi trại, các em ba mẹ thấy các em không bao giờ tắm. Nhiều lúc cả tuần lễ ở Camp 2 Syria cũng không tắm luôn. Chắc được các trưởng đã rèn luyện rất kỹ, phải không các Scout Master? Và các trưởng đã rèn luyện rất kỹ sự chịu đựng của các em. Hoặc là đói, nấu cơm khét hay không đủ đồ ăn, nhưng các em vẫn tươi cười và vẫn tiếp tục. Ba mẹ hy vọng các con trong tương lai cũng vậy, cũng sẽ gặp những khó khăn. Các con vẫn không ngại và mạnh dạn và tiến bước trên cuộc đời của mình. Ba mẹ hy vọng các con sống vui vẻ, hãnh diện chính mình, có tinh thần trách nhiệm và biết giúp đỡ mọi người để trở thành một công dân tốt. Ba mẹ rất hãnh diện và chúc mừng các con Kevin, June, and Theodore. Thank you.
To be able to receive Eagle Scout Award after 5 years of scouting. I'm gonna try to get this short. So we had doors, and I was pretty nervous about meeting new people. However, after a while, I warmed up to the troop and usually looked forward to the meetings and outings instead of voting.
February of like 2016 or 2017, and I was selling Thai tea, and I had to drink almost every night. But that's beside the point. I remember this time where I went to this fully Vietnamese camp for about a week, and it was down in LA at like Catalina Island, and some people had fun. I had fun. Like a little toilet paper stand. I remember being in this very room where I emceed our troop's 30th year anniversary, and I also announced like the directions for the New Year Lantern Festival. And I have my parents to blame for that. They took me down this trail of scouting. I think everybody's parents forced them into scouting. But in the end, you grow to like it, and you grow to make new connections, and you grow to make new friends as well. And you also learn a lot too. And there's this one project that I had to do this semester for physics, where we had to make a mousetrap car. And I would have, my friend would force me to tie knots just because I was a Boy Scout. And I try to teach them how to do it, but then they're like, "You're a Boy Scout, why don't you do it?" So if you ever don't know a knot, just learn the square knot. It's take two ends, right over left, and then left over right, okay? You'll thank me, and you'll actually know a knot that other people don't. So then you'll know a knot. So yeah, scouting made me more knowledgeable about knots, and it's made me more knowledgeable about just basic things that people don't really think about, like first aid. And also leadership. Leadership has been a big part of scouting, and it's going to be a big part of my life as well, and I'm very thankful for scouting. And I would also like to thank everybody that has supported me in my scouting adventures. I'd like to thank my parents. I'd like to thank my brother. I'd like to thank the Academy. Thank you.
Taking care of me most of the time after school while my mom was away taking care of her situation. Lane Bell was my best friend at Charles Brown Elementary School, and since Lane was in Cub Scouts, I was invited to join their Cub Scout activities whenever I was at his house. Shortly after that, instead of coming only for fun, I wanted to join the program. I remember my mom's strong resistance when I first asked her if I could join the Cub Scout program. Since none of my brothers or sister or any of my many cousins on both sides of the family had ever been in scouting before, my mom did not see the purpose of me joining. Therefore, she was very hesitant to allow me to participate. Eventually, my mom caved in and reluctantly allowed me to join. I remember the very first time I held a pocket knife was at my Cub Master's house. I also remember going to my first Cub camp and seeing a man who had a whip just like Indiana Jones. At that point, I thought that I wanted to do that when I grew up. However, when I made my very own camp stool, I thought that I wanted to be a carpenter. This cycle went on and on because every camp I went to, I would learn something new and amazing. As I was learning new skills from activities, I was also advancing and checking off requirements in my book. By the time I bridged over to Boy Scouts from Weeblos, I had earned my Arrow of Light. I could not believe that I had earned it because back then it was like getting my eagle for me, and I felt that I was ready for anything. Of course, feelings changed, and I remember the first camping trip I went to was a mix of emotions. Although I had ended up surrounded by older boys. After a couple more campouts, I was fine and forgot all about missing my parents and what home was like. I only thought of how wonderful they are. My grandmother was a strong and important figure in my life. Without her presence, I felt a disruption in my connection to my Vietnamese culture and heritage. I sought out a Vietnamese scouting program in San Jose to see if I could participate occasionally, since my other grandmother lives in San Jose. When the scoutmaster from San Jose found out that I live in Plattsville, he suggested that I join the Vietnamese Boy Scout troop in South Sacramento. I remember my first meeting at Liên Đoàn Lạc Việt. I was greeted by Jung Ji, who introduced me to her son Jung and encouraged me to go play with him. It was a cloudy and cold day, but with Jung Lum's watermelon Tai Chi session, we were all warmed up. I instantly fell in love with the program. I was now surrounded by many friends and leaders who reflected my own heritage and shared the same culture with me. My friends and I continued to bond over countless adventures. We gained priceless memories and learned many.
A lot more than just an extracurricular activity for me. Scouting has become my love for the outdoors, my commitment to my community, my passion for adventure service, and my second family. From the guidance and time that Kap Jung has devoted to me in this program, to my parents who have always supported me, to the wonderful friends that I've made along my scouting journey, the scouting program has allowed me to learn from so many leaders, develop myself as a better human being, work on important skills that can help me survive in the wilderness, or help me make the community a better place. As I was progressing through the ranks of Boy Scouting, approaching the highly esteemed rank of Eagle, I reflected upon what the Eagle Scout rank meant to me. Like, what was the Eagle Scout rank? And like many others have said before me, it is not the rank of Eagle Scout that matters, nor is it the prestige, or is it the accomplishment. It is the journey to the rank of Eagle Scout that matters most. The friendships that were made, the lessons that were learned and relearned, the lifelong memories that were stored, the characters that we have built for ourselves. In retrospect, everything that I have experienced on my journey to becoming an Eagle Scout, the good, the bad, the happy, and sad, are what make me an Eagle Scout, and are what allows me to stand on this stage today. I value my journey as it has shaped me to be who I am. Thank you all for contributing to my Eagle Scout journey, especially the Jung, who invest so much time behind the scenes, my family and friends from San Jose, and especially to my family, my personal family, my mom, my dad.